Hello guys, hope you're having a good day. Here is your screencast on the method of analysis we are going to use when we take a look at the very few poems we do in this unit. I call it the TIPcast. You will see the letters there. It is an acronym. And TIPcast stands for title, paraphrase, connotation, meaning figurative language in this case, attitude, which is tone, shifts, title revisited, and theme. So we combine that all together to form TIPcast. So this particular analysis method breaks it down for you. You will be tipcasting, I think, 2 or 3 poems, and you will use this format sheet each time. So you can see down the left-hand side, I break it down for you. We know the first T of TIPcast is title, and this is very important because this you have to do before you even read the poem. So before you even think about reading the poetry or trying to analyze it, speculate on what you think the poem might be about based on the title. Jot down what you think this poem will be about and why. So you can see there's a nice big space here. This is going to sound something like, based on the title of the poem, I think it might deal with, I think it might be about, blah, 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 blah. Nice complete sentences all the time. Then you're going to read the poem, you're going to digest it, annotate it, mark it up like we normally do. The next part of the tipcast is the paraphrase. When you paraphrase a poem, you write it in your own words, exactly what happens. But for this, I'm going to ask you to choose any stanza. Remember, a stanza is simply a paragraph of poetry. Choose any stanza from the current poem we're on and paraphrase it in your own words. We're going to do a little bit of practice with this in class. So if you're feeling like I'm not quite sure, what's going on here, we're going to do some of it in class. So stay tuned. The C of TIPcast is connotation, where in this case we're just looking more at figurative language. So take a look. You will see, first of all, over in the right column, I have it set up for you in 2 columns. So you can see figurative language. You're going to identify by line number any key figurative language. Like if it's really good similes, really good metaphors, or really good hyperbole, you'll write the line numbers, like line 3, hyperbole, line 6, simile, line 4, metaphor. And then over on the right side, what is the effect? Like we've always talked about, what does that simile allow the reader to understand? What does that hyperbole you found allow the reader to understand? So we've done this many, many times. Moving on. The A of TIPcast is attitude, which we know is tone. Attitude of the author is always stated as an emotion. Sarcastic, happy, bitter, angry, frustrated. The tone words are hanging up in the front of the room for your reference, or common tone words, I should say. So take a look. Examination of the vocabulary in the poem, the images, the details suggest the speaker's attitude or tone. You may refer to your list of tone words that you received at the beginning of the year, and we also have the tone poster hanging in the front of the room, as I said. But this is key. Remember, tone is always an emotion, and it can change, which would take us to shift. We'll get there in a second. So this is how I want you to write it for this part. The tone of this poem is, write all the different tones. Words such as whatever and the poem contribute to this tone. So if you're saying the tone of this poem is angry, words such as, you're going to find the words in the poem that give off that angry connotation or have that angry feel behind them, like frustrated or irritated, or if in the poem it says grr or something like that, that would contribute to that tone. So that's pretty easy. Shift is the S of TIPcast. Where do we see a shift in the poem? This is probably the most difficult part, but this will get super easy for you. You can see on the right side, I set it up to, there is a shift from line whatever to whatever. The tone shifts from what emotion to what emotion, because we know tone is emotion. So this could sound like there is a shift from line 6 to 7. The tone shifts from anger to happiness, something like that. But here is a little cheat sheet. What to watch for tone. How do I know if there's a tone? Look for key words like but, yet, however, although. That's going to suggest a shift in the poet's thought. Look for punctuation, like all of a sudden there's a bunch of dashes or periods or colons or the ellipsis, which is the ... Look at stanza divisions. So you have stanza 1, stanza 2, and then all of a sudden there's only one line in the next stanza. That might be a shift. Changes in line or stanza length, like I said, changes in diction or vocabulary. So anywhere where the poem is kind of flowing and then all of a sudden there's something that kind of halts it and you see a shift in that, again, tone, which is the emotion. Next, title revisited. Look at the title again, but this time on an interpretive level. What new insight does the title provide for you? Was your prediction way up at the top of the tipcast? Was your prediction correct? Yes, no? So this might sound like my prediction was correct because, my prediction was incorrect because. It's all about backing up what you're saying. And then, of course, themes. This is very, very formatted, so pay attention here. You must think of the following when determining theme. Here is our formula. So you've read the poem, okay, you've digested it. Theme formula. What is the poem's topic? Topic is one word. Is the topic war? Is it love? Is it adolescence? Is it grief? Is it death? Okay. What is the poet saying about this topic? Or what is he saying about how that topic relates to life in general or to the world around us? So if the topic is death, okay, what is he saying about death? Don't tell me about plot. Don't tell me what happens in the poem. Just like you wouldn't tell me what happens in the story. Instead, what is the message you're walking away with? What about death? What about love? What about fear? So here is an example of how I want you to state it each time. So a particular poem called Dreams. Nice complete sentence. In the poem Dreams by Langston Hughes, the theme is to pursue your goals and dreams before they become unattainable. So in this case, the topic was probably goals and dreams. Okay, what about goals and dreams? And so the student wrote nice in the poem Dreams by Langston Hughes and a nice, thorough, complete sentence. So on the right-hand side, here it is. I'm asking you the poem's topic. One word: love, hate, fear, anger, revenge, whatever. What is the poet saying about this topic or about how it relates to life or the world around us? So what you're going to write here is going to be in the same format of this theme example. So in the poem whatever by blah, 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 the theme is to da, 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 da. You're going to write it the same each time. And obviously it's going to change each time because there's a different topic, a different theme for each poem. We read some pretty dark stuff, some controversial stuff, some bizarre stuff. So I think that you'll enjoy a lot of it. There's videos you're going to watch, student-made videos. You're going to watch a movie clip for the one poem on Cassandra from Mythology, who was just crazy. So there's a lot of stuff to help you in your understanding. So at this time, if you could take a look at the handout that you got before you started watching this, and go ahead and follow the directions and get started on that.